Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. Happy Monday to you. And obviously, hope you had a wonderful weekend. We're going to take a look, obviously, at some things here with Bitcoin, such as today's market trading day opened pretty awesome and just turned right around. It's an interesting and ugly market right now, but good news is that is establishing higher lows and higher highs on smaller time frames, so that could shift into a positive in the big picture. We will also take a look at some CME futures here, see if there was any gaps that needed to get filled, and effectively just kind of understand big picture what things are looking like on the back end here with some level 2 data. So if you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, hope you can learn something here today. You want to become a better trader, CryptoCash.tech is a site, link down below. More importantly, check out our BINGX Crypto Cash giveaway. We got an awesome $10,000 rewards, basically $100 for anybody trading bonus that resides in Canada, Europe, Oceania, US, and UK. So it's kind of just this helpful replacement for Bybit, just so we can kind of help, kind of get our traditional traders, if you will, back on track. And there's no minimum trading volume or deposit required for this bonus. So just keep that in mind. Really awesome stuff. Link down below for that. We'll have it on our website here soon. So what we want to talk about is a few things. We're going to jump into the high block capital data right now and kind of see what the back end stuff tells us, because there is absolutely some interesting things going on. I want to discuss that with you, so be sure to watch all the way through if you could. Okay, so first and foremost, volume is roughly where it's at. We know pretty much where that's at. We can see on the larger time frames, if we look at the volume, a significant amount of volume coming in today, which is really, really nice. But if we take a look at liquidation, there's not a lot going on there. So we got some longs liquidated with that little increase and decrease, that instant up and down, but mostly just kind of break even pretty low comparatively. Okay. We can also see there's more people trying to buy right now than to sell. Okay. So somebody knows something, right? And in most cases, you see a lot of more buying pressure when the price is going sideways like this, and effectively a potential increases on the horizon. We can also see here as well, a lot more longs were opened up than closed here today so far, and the same with shorts too, kind of breaking even there in that sense where there's not a lot of up or down. The shorts are a little hesitant where the longs are a little more confident. Okay? That's a good sign. We can also see that whale activity is also high. It's pretty consistent across the board, but generally speaking, when the price goes up, the whales tend to dissipate, and the main reason why is because a lot of retail traders take over and effectively control the market a little bit more. But when the price is kind of manipulated within a very small, tight range, whales are just having a good old time. Basically what it means. All right, take a quick look at the longs here too, kind of see what's going on. We can see some early longs and late longs, of course, are in profit right now. They're doing pretty well for themselves. Granted, the price isn't super high compared to where they got in, but we have a lot more profitable longs here than we do shorts. A lot more shorts are essentially hedged at 26.8, where we have the equal amount of longs there. We can see some closed short positions too here. So generally speaking, that kind of does give us indication that people are a little more bullish than bearish right now. Okay, that's just the general sentiment we can disseminate from the back end data. That being said, what does the larger time frame tell us? Well, let's go ahead and take a quick look here and kind of see we have this descending trend that's occurring right now. And oftentimes it can break down, having derived originally from the beginning. Okay, so keep in mind we could have a potential breakdown on our hands. We've retested this level multiple times, and we're establishing lower highs and lower lows on the larger time frames. That's not great. We can also see we're below 50 in the RSI, and we have a MACD potential convergence. Is this one going to happen though? Every time we have a convergence, in the last month, we've seen it we totally got tricked by every one of them. Okay, so are we going to converge here, or is it just going to be another false positive? We will see, obviously. We also want to recognize, too, that the moving averages were below the 2, of course, the 20 and the 50, but we're above the 200. And if you look at the EMA, very similar scenario here where the EMA is averaging itself out at the 200, roughly at about 25,000. So big picture-wise, that tells us a lot here, kind of letting us know that we are in a position right now, if the price comes down, once again, 25K is a support level. Let's talk a little bit more about big picture, though, here, because there's more big picture stuff that I think is beneficial here to recognize. So according to Elliott Wave here, we just hit our fourth low. In other words, sorry, that's the second low, but a number 4 on Elliott Wave. And what Elliott Wave does is establish higher highs and higher lows consistently until you hit a 5. We are still projecting our 5 out to be somewhere in the range of 35,000 to about 51,000. Granted, that's a very obnoxious, significantly large target. I don't think we're going to see that right away. But it does imply, though, that with these waves that we're seeing here, the bottom should be in, considering the fact that we have a lower high now, and it should be followed by a higher high. Okay, so that is essentially where we're at. Not a bad thing at all. And if you look at the 4 hour too, we've also got a very similar scenario here as well, where it does show that we have hit our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ABC pattern. So hypothetically, we've got only up from here. Now again, it's not a guarantee the price is going to go up because of that, just because we finished in a full Elliott wave. It doesn't necessarily mean that, but it does imply though that if we can bottom out right here, which I feel like 25 to 27 range is the bottom, then we'll be more likely to increase from here than decrease in the overall picture. Okay. So again, I've got a lot of buy orders in the 25,000 range just to be safe. I would recommend the same thing, but at this point, that's roughly where we're at. Let's take a quick look at the RSI. We can see we're trying to test or retest 50 on the RSI. The good news is we got more money flowing in, which is a positive side in the big picture. We can also see here that we're converging once more, but we haven't officially converged yet. So we should see an increase here soon based on this momentum and the fact that we are potentially increasing there as well. We can also see stochastic hit its little bottom there also here recently. So we do have potential for further upside or even a potential downswing as well. But generally speaking, what we are looking at here is there's more favorable information on the 4-hour than we can see disadvantageous. Okay, so that's a really good sign. We like to kind of see that here. Definitely a positive. All we need to do is establish a higher low here and we'll be in good shape. You can see that we are making tentative lower lows, and that's not great with the lower high pattern here. But if we can break out of this wedge here, we'll be in pretty good shape to see that work as a support to the upside. Okay. Last thing we want to look at here on the 4-hour is just the moving averages. We are stuck under all three of them, of course, but we've been averaging above and below consistently the 50 and the 20. What that really just means for us here is that the 200 is the more bigger point of contention there, where that's averaging itself out close to that Fibonacci retracement level at 27,800. So if the price comes up to that level, we'll probably experience a rejection initially with the potential bounce off 27,300. Because once again, 27.3 is also the more recent resistance level that we're having difficulty closing above. So it's an important thing to kind of recognize. So take a look at the 1-hour. We can kind of summarize here that the 1-hour is, well, interesting. We got a lot more volume here coming in, of course, with the New York market coming up, and also with the previously closed with London. So London market closed strong. New York market kind of opened funky. We can see a lot easier on the 15-minute time frame, where it just jumped up and jumped down instantly within less than an hour. So some tomfoolery going on today, of course, but that's pretty standard. That's par for the course. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the Ichimoku cloud and kind of see where we're at. We got rejected by the cloud. This is one of those things, a confirmational sign I like to look for. So keep in mind, if we can close today somewhere in a range of roughly about 26,900, then we're going to be in pretty good shape. Okay, so we really need to hold the current price point or higher over the next 24-hour period to be able to close above the cloud. And that would inevitably put us above the descending trend line and essentially give us that confirmational sign that we're in good shape. We're not there yet. Try not to get too excited. This is another reason why you wait for candlestick closures, because had you just say taken a long right there, you'd be underwater, for lack of better terms, right now, because you didn't wait for confirmation. And to me, confirmation is waiting at least 2 or 3 hours above a specific indicator to ensure that you are closing in that direction. We had a definitive rejection at that level of roughly 27,000. So again, 27K is a point of contention right now. If we can break above 27K, consolidate, and then of course hit 27.3 very hard, we will be on target for 27.8 and further. But for right now, we need to kind of wait and be patient for that. Last thing too we want to note here as well is the hourly. We can see that we are hitting a previous 9 until sequential, came down to a 7, basically an 8. Got to reset up to a 7, and now some funky behavior. So in truth, Bitcoin is doing fairly well and being consistently overextended. And in that regard, we can see here that it really just tells us there's more consistency in these trends, minus, of course, the New York Open. Right? So again, some funky stuff, honestly. But generally speaking, what we can disseminate from what we've looked at here so far, this descending trend, we need to break above it and close above. I'm looking for a closure at 27,000 or higher today, I think, to be in good shape. 26.8 I'll take, but there is potential for further downside considering we keep testing this 26,700 range. Keep that in mind. Once again, 25,000 should be the bottom if the price were to come down that low. Just bear that in mind with the moving averages and a few other support ranges. But generally speaking, Bitcoin isn't in terrible shape. I still feel we should see more increase over the next couple of months than a decrease, but it wouldn't surprise me at all if we came down to 25 first before we took off. So again, different strategies, different theories out there, but I'd recommend just being a little bit more patient right now, waiting for the hourly candlestick closure above the 26,800 mark, more specifically above the Ichimoku cloud in the next 24 hours. That way we can break free from this descending trend and essentially continue higher. And that's what we're looking for. All right, well, I hope this was sensible and beneficial for you. Obviously, again, you want to become a better trader, cryptocash.tech is a site. Link down below. We've got a lot of new members coming over because we are offering some significant rewards here for BINGX. They're going to be our new exchange, kind of replacing Bybit, so be sure to check that out. And then, of course, we also have trading competitions with BitGet as well. So it's a really kind of fun experience there. We're all learning and growing together. We're bringing some day trades to the community too here in the next couple weeks by month end. Really just waiting on the back-end stuff for our web guys to get that up and running. So awesome stuff. Really looking forward to that. Excited for that. Thanks again so much for joining me here. I hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.